Have you ever met someone who acts completely different, depending on who's in the room? They're all smiles and, yes, sir, around the boss. But the second that boss walks out, they turn cold, dismissive, even cruel to the people below them. You know exactly who I'm talking about. That coworker, that manager, maybe even someone in your own family. There's actually a name for this type of person. We call them strong with the weak, weak with the strong. And honestly, they're everywhere. But here's the thing. Most people just complain about this type. They vent, they get frustrated, and then nothing changes. Today, we're not doing that. Today, I'm going to give you real, practical strategies you can start using right now to deal with this kind of person without losing your cool, your reputation, or your peace of mind. Let's start with the psychology behind why they act this way. Because once you understand what's driving their behavior, you stop taking it personally. And that shift alone changes everything. Here's the truth. People who act strong with the weak and weak with the strong are almost always running on fear. I know they don't look scared. They look confident, even dominant. But underneath that performance, their self-esteem is basically on the floor. They've built a mental ranking system. Everyone around them gets sorted into two categories. People they can push around, and people who can help them or hurt them. That's it. That's their whole world. The people below them, easy targets, safe to intimidate. The people above them, potential threats. Better play nice. This isn't cruelty for the sake of cruelty. It's survival instinct dressed up as confidence. And when you see it that way, something interesting happens. You stop being afraid of them. Because you realize they're the one who's afraid. Now stay with me, because this is where we get into the strategies. Strategy 1. Don't let them sort you. Here's the thing about this type of person. The moment they meet you, they're running a calculation. Are you weak? Are you a threat? Where do you fit? And you have more control over that calculation than you think. If you come across as too soft, too agreeable, too eager to please, you get filed under easy target immediately. If you come across as too aggressive, too confrontational, too competitive, you get filed under threat. And they'll quietly work against you. The sweet spot? Neither. You want to be someone they genuinely can't figure out. Not threatening, but absolutely not someone to mess with. And the way you get there is simpler than you'd expect. Don't react when they're being harsh to someone in front of you. Don't jump in and become the hero. Don't make a scene. Don't create a confrontation on the spot. Just let it pass. Stay neutral. Stay calm. I know that feels wrong. It might even feel like you're letting something slide. But here's what's really happening. When you don't react, you disappear from their radar. And being off their radar is exactly where you want to be. Strategy 2. 1 clean hit. Then walk away. Now, being low-key doesn't mean being a pushover. There will be moments where this person tests you directly. Maybe they dismiss your idea in a meeting. Maybe they take a little jab at you in front of others. Maybe the just joking comment isn't really a joke. Do not get emotional. That's exactly what they want. An emotional reaction confirms their power over you. Instead, respond with facts. Calm, precise, unflinching. Make your point clearly. Let the logic do the work. And then, drop it. Move on. Go completely back to neutral. Here's why this matters so much. 1 clean, logical response tells them I see you. I'm not afraid. And I'm not obsessed with winning. That combination is genuinely confusing to this type of person. They don't know what to do with it. But if you go for 2, 3, 4 rounds trying to completely dominate them, now they're activated. Now they feel threatened. And a threatened person like this doesn't back down. They go sideways. They start working the room, turning people against you. 1 hit, clean, then back to calm. That's the move. Strategy 3. Let them see who you know. This one is subtle, but it's incredibly effective. People like this are constantly calculating where you rank in the social hierarchy. And here's the thing. You don't have to actually be powerful. You just have to appear connected to power. You don't need to suck up to your boss or your manager. You don't need to play political games. But if this person sees you having a genuine, relaxed conversation with someone influential, if they hear through the grapevine that you're leading something important, their mental ranking of you shifts immediately. Suddenly, you're not a safe target anymore. You're someone they might need someday. Or at least, someone they shouldn't risk crossing. Now, I have to stop here and say something important. This strategy is a tool, not a personality. If you start actually becoming the person who performs for power, who flatters the right people and steps on the rest, congratulations. You've just become the exact type of person we're talking about. Use it to protect yourself, not to build an empire of manipulation. Think of it like a martial art. You learn how to read an opponent's movements so you can stay safe. But the goal is never to go looking for a fight. Strategy 4. Build the network they can't break. Here's something this type of person genuinely dreads. They cannot function in isolation. They need someone to look down on and someone to look up to. Without that dynamic, they lose their whole identity. So here's what you do. Get close to the people they treat badly. Be warm to the coworkers they dismiss. Be friendly to the people they overlook. And the person they genuinely can't stand? Be real with them. When you do that, something quietly but powerfully shifts. Their influence starts to shrink. They look around and realize the people I've been bullying actually have a friend now. And that friend is someone I can't easily touch. You don't have to fight them. You just have to build something they can't enter. A real network of trust is the strongest wall you can put between yourself and someone like this. Let me give you a real-world example of all 4 of these working together. I know someone, let's call him Daniel, who started a new job and picked up on his manager's pattern pretty quickly. Warm and agreeable with leadership. Cold and cutting with the team. Daniel didn't complain. He didn't confront the manager head-on. Instead, he started quietly helping the manager look good during presentations. Organizing key data before reports went up to leadership. He made himself useful to the manager. But never in a way that felt desperate or performative. At the same time, he genuinely connected with his teammates. Had lunch with them. Listened to them. Showed up when things were hard. Within a few months, something had shifted. The manager started treating Daniel differently. Not because Daniel had threatened him, but because he'd made Daniel too expensive to mess with. Daniel was connected to leadership. Daniel was liked by the whole team. Targeting Daniel would cost the manager more than it was worth. He never threw a punch. He just positioned himself somewhere the punches couldn't land. Now, here's the most powerful thing I can tell you. All 4 of these strategies work because they're built on one principle. Don't play their game. This type of person wins by triggering your emotions. They want you angry. They want you scared. They want you feeling sorry for them. If you get angry, they label you as unstable, too sensitive. If you get scared, they push harder. Every time. If you feel sorry for them, they file you under easy. So what do you do instead? You go quiet, not cold, not mean, not passive-aggressive, just genuinely unbothered. You don't laugh at their jokes when they're not funny. You don't flinch when they raise their voice. You don't bite on the bait when they fish for reaction. You treat them like background noise. They're present, but not relevant to you. And this drives them absolutely crazy. Because this type of person feeds on reaction. Take away the reaction, and they have nothing. Here's something worth sitting with. The people who act strong with the weak, weak with the strong. They're not actually strong. At all. Real strength doesn't need to dominate someone smaller to feel okay. Real strength doesn't fawn over someone bigger to feel safe. Real strength just is. It's the person in the room who never raises their voice but always gets heard. The person who never chases status but always earns respect. The person who doesn't need to win every exchange. Because they're already secure in who they are. That's the person you're building yourself into. Not someone who plays power games. Someone who doesn't need to. And honestly, that's the thing people like this will never understand about you. They're always calculating, always performing, always scared. You can see them clearly. You can navigate around them with ease. And the whole time, you're not even thinking about them. Because the strongest version of you isn't defined by how you handle difficult people. It's defined by how little they can shake you. Stay grounded. Stay connected to what's real. And remember, real power was never about how loud you can be. It's about how still you can stay.